welcome to my channel. If you could not tell, this video is BTS themed. If you don't like BTS being on your booktube, don't watch. I could really care less. I'm making this video for fun. And I know most people are like, shows it, but there are some people that just like to complain about things that make people happy. So like, I'm telling you, your life would just be better if you don't like it. Just don't engage with that content. And that being said, I'm gonna go forth and make my fangirly, really super fun, super cheesy, super cute video for the one, the only Kim Seok-jin, aka Worldwide Handsome's birthday, and that's what it is. And again, just leave if you don't like it. But if you do like it, and if you are here for some BTS content, welcome to me descending fully into being a K-pop stan and a BTS stan. I just love BTS so much. They've connected me to so many amazing people, and I just love their music. Their lyrics are really powerful, especially that song that I sang in the beginning is one of Jin's solo songs, which is about loving yourself and like, I'm the one I should love. So it's just really powerful and meaningful stuff, and so I'm really excited to kind of combine booktube and BTS together and make this fun video. This video is going to be one of a few different people that Melanie from Mel to the Annie asked if we wanted to create and participate in this JIN booktube birthday bash, and of course I said yes. I'm so excited to do this video. I think it's just going to be fun and combine two things that I really enjoy. And I'm just here for a good time. I will leave a link. If you don't know anything about BTS and you are just here because you are curious, I will leave a link to some good video. Well, I have a playlist of all my favorite BTS videos. It's a good place to start. If you ever want to talk about BTS with me, just feel free to talk to me. I will talk to you about it. I love making friends. I love making friends through BTS, and I think it's a good time. And if anyone is curious and wants to get into them, I will be your guide. So, with that being said, I'm so excited to start this video, and I do, before I even start, want to give a shout out to Isabella from Throne of Pages, because I feel like have become so close because of BTS, but also she helped me brainstorm a lot of these picks because I was having a hard time, and just like we're on the same wavelength, and I'm just so thankful that I have her in my life, and I'm thankful for BTS for bringing us closer together, and booktube as well. It's just truly amazing, and so I just love everyone in this community, and I'm just so excited to be doing this video and be talking about this, and no one's gonna rain on my parade. So with that being said, maybe I should talk about what this video is, and this is picking books for each BTS member. So basically, like, what is a book that each BTS member would like, or specifically like what is a book that your bias would like. If you don't know anything about K-pop, a bias is your favorite member in the group, and a bias wrecker is the people that make you question your bias. So I love all of BTS, but my bias is one, Kim Taehyung, and my wreckers are Park Jimin and Kim Seok-jin. He has officially climbed to wrecker status after that performance at the MMAs where he came on the horse. That just sealed the deal for me. So with that being said, I'm going to go in Bangtan order, so like the order of the fan chant, whatnot, and just talk about a book that I think reflects well on the personality of each of the members. So if that's your bias, maybe you would want to pick up this book. I'm just gonna go from here. I'm really excited to see what everyone else picked. I don't know if we're all gonna have similar ideas or not because everyone's read different things. This was actually kind of hard for me to think of stuff, but I'm excited to share my choices. So first up is Namjoon, aka RM, and he is the leader, and he does a lot of the speaking for the group. Also a lot of the speaking as well when they are in English language countries, and he is just very smart, has an IQ of 148. He also is reader, you know, just like in general. So I wanted to pick a book that would be something that's really intellectual but makes you think about the human condition, because a lot of BTS's songs and a lot of everything that they do in their music videos, all the work that they put out, especially the BTS universe, is really just thinking about like what it means to be human, and that's really like what the lyrics reflect. So I have decided for this, and this one was kind of hard. There were a few that I was considering, but I think the one that I want to go with is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This book takes place in a world where death is no more, and there is a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. You cannot die in this world. If you die, you are brought back to life. However, if that were actually the case, like, the population would obviously just go to infinity. And so since that is basically something that can't happen, there are these scythes, and they are basically trained to kill people. And every scythe has their own way of deciding like who will die, but basically the only way that you can die in this world is if the scythe chooses to glean you. And I read this book last year along with the sequel Thunderhead, and I've yet to get to the toll, which is the finale, but I am excited to read it eventually. So what happens is Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice a scythe and basically learn to become a scythe, and however only one of them can become a full-fledged scythe, and so they are pitted against one another in learning how to deal out death. And I just think that Namjoon would particularly really enjoy this book because it makes you think so much about what it means to be human and to have a mortal lifespan, and how life would maybe lose its meaning if everyone lived forever. It's just set in a world that it operates by such different rules than our world does, and I think that because he is such like an intellectual and a thinker, that like this is a book that gives me like Namjoon vibes, and that I think he would truly like appreciate reading. This book definitely is one that really made me think, and since Namjoon is a thinker, I think this is the perfect choice for him. So next is Jin, which is the birthday boy and the reason that we are all posting this video. And I basically was kind of stuck on this one. So the thing with Jin is that he's very happy and always tries to cheer up the other members.
Hey, stop it!
And he has this BT21 character, RJ, who I love. He's this fluffy little alpaca, and Jin loves RJ. Like, it's just great. Like, I just love the love between Jin and RJ. And so when thinking about like different books that kind of like reflect this happy-go-lucky mentality and always trying to cheer, you know, everyone up and keeping a positive attitude and always loving to laugh, the thing that came to mind is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill, because this book is just so pure and wholesome, and I just feel like I have the biggest smile on my face whenever I read it. And in the Tea Dragon Society, there are people that take care of these tea dragons, and so they are basically like, they learn how to brew the leaves of these tea dragons and they take care of them, and these tea dragons are like absolutely so adorable. So we have some of the dragons here, and the reason why my mind automatically went to this is because I feel like Jin is basically a caretaker of RJ, and so he would really just resonate with the caretakers of these cute little tea dragons, as well as just the messages of accepting yourself and loving other people and being there for one another. I just love this comic so much. It is so cute and adorable, and I just think it is the perfect fit. Alright, next is Min Yoongi, aka Suga, and the book that I picked for this is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I feel like in filming this video, I'm realizing how much I know about every member's personalities, but like, it's fine. So I'm just gonna give you a little lowdown on what each of the members are like through this video. But okay, so Yoongi. So if you've listened to Suga's rap tape, aka August D, he talks a lot about like struggles with depression and suicide, and just overall there are a lot of dark themes, and so I think that Vicious is a really good pick because it has to deal with a lot of darkness, and there's just a lot of dark themes in there, and I just feel like this is a work that he would resonate with. There's just like a feeling and a vibe. Vicious is one of my favorite books. I think it is so fantastic and really cool, but also really makes you think, and again, it's really dark. So Vicious takes place in kind of like a modern day world, but Victor and Eli are college roommates. They are both brilliant, arrogant, and lonely, who kind of stick together because of this, and they decide for their college research thesis project, they are going to research near-death experiences that create extraordinaries. So in this world, if you have a near-death experience, it can potentially give you superpowers, and so they decide to experiment on themselves. And then this book starts 10 years in the future when Eli is known as a hero and Victor is fresh out of jail, and so it's just really interesting, really looks into morality, and just like it's a wild ride. I cannot talk about like how fantastic this book is, and I just really think it is something that I should like to read. That is my reasoning. Okay, next is J-Hope, who is just like the sunshine of the group, yet he can also be really serious when teaching dance. And so J-Hope is just like, it's funny, like with the rappers, you can kind of get a sense of their personalities from their mixtapes. So like with J-Hope, it's just like very bright and happy and like fun. And I think he really just like tries to cheer everyone up and is just like this happy person. And so for him, I have chosen Waiting for Spring Volume 1 by Anashin. This is a manga where we basically follow this wallflower, Mitsuki, who befriends all the popular boys in school, and they're on the basketball team when they start coming to the cafe that she works at. And so she goes from being a wallflower to kind of having all of this attention on her, and she tries to navigate her new social life. This is just like such a cute and pure manga, and it just like really brings a smile to my face because it's just really fun and lighthearted. And I think that's something that J-Hope would gravitate towards. Next is my bias, Kim Dae-young, and this was actually probably the easiest to pick for me, and I have two different picks. So they say that your bias in BTS is someone that you kind of gravitate towards because you have a similar personality, and I feel like that's probably true if it's like once you start to get to really know them. So yeah, so I just feel like these picks were easy for me. Tae is just like a very much like a thinker and has this like very artistic side, and but yet it's like really cute and adorable, and like I don't want to go like on too much of a rant because like if I start I won't stop. So anyways, I'm gonna pick these two books for him. The first being The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This book has been everywhere because Queen of Nothing just came out, and like it was amazing. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered by her mother's Fairy General ex-husband, and her and her sisters were taken to Fairy. As a mortal growing up in Fairy, Jude was always at a disadvantage amongst these cruel, conniving, immortal creatures. But she longs to be one of them with her whole heart. To win a place at court, Jude must defy Prince Carden, who is her classmate. Jude slowly becomes more embroiled in the court life as she joins up as a spy. And yeah, I mean, Jude is just one of my favorite characters because she's just like so badass and morally gray, and I just love reading about her. I love this series with my whole heart, and the reason that I chose this is because one, someone said that Tae is Carden, and like I will forever stand by that fan cast. Like I truly fully believe it, especially like look at these pictures. Like how can it not be my fan cast? And so there, another reason for this pick is because in a recent interview, V has done interviews where he said he acted in a show and he was like this very happy, cutesy character, which I think fits him, but he also says like in the future he would love to examine and play like a villain, and I think Carden would actually be like a perfect role for him because I think he wants to explore like morally gray characters, and Carden is the perfectly morally gray character for him. So that's why I chose this book. But also I chose Strange the Dreamer because Tae is also very artistic, and I think Strange the Dreamer, this book is just a work of art. It's very lyrical and magical, and basically we follow Laszlo Strange, who is an orphan who works in a library, and his whole life he has been researching this mysterious city of Weep, which is not the actual name of the city. The actual name is unknown. No one can remember the name of the city, and he's just entranced with it. He spends all of his waking hours researching the city as much as he can. And then one day a caravan comes into town and is recruiting people to go to Weep, and our story takes place from there, and it's just so much more than that, but it's really like hard to describe without giving anything away. And this book just, I remember in my Goodreads review I wrote that like reading this book feels like listening to music because of how lyrical the prose is. It's just very artistic, very well done, and I think that Tae would gravitate towards books that are artistic and expressive and intellectual and just really make you think, but are just like so beautiful because he has this appreciation for art, and that is my second pick for him. And yeah, maybe embarrassing myself with how much of a fangirl I am, but like we're already at this point, so no shame. Next is Park Jimin.
Hey Jimin, you nice. Keep going.
And so for this one, I'm gonna go with a manga. So Jimin is the member of BTS that is like a really good dancer. He used to be like a modern dancer, and he's also known for being a Slytherin. And so this book is like a very Slytherin book, and he's also said in interviews that he only doesn't really read books, but he likes to read comics. So I've chosen a manga, and that is Death Note Volume 1 by Sugumi Oba and art by Takeshi Obata. And yeah, so in Death Note, Light Yagami is an ace student who one day picks up this death note on the street, which gives him the power to basically kill anyone by writing down their name. And so then Light finds himself on a mission to rid the world of crime. It's a very interesting look at power, and I think it is a very, very Slytherin book, and I think that Jimin would like to read it because it is a manga, and it is very Slytherin. I actually recently read this book and adored it, and I just think it would be the perfect choice for Jimin. And like, who knows, because mangas are originally like in Japanese, like maybe he's already read it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, do I think Kim Taehyung of BTS has read The Cruel Prince? Probably not, but there could be a chance that Jimin has read Death Note, so who knows. And last but not least, we have Jungkook, aka who is the maknae of the group, aka the youngest member, and so he really likes to play video games. So my pick for Jungkook is Illumine by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, because he really enjoys video games and action adventure stuff, and I feel like this mixed media format is kind of perfect for people that like that kind of stuff. As you can see, it's like not told in the typical format at all. Illumine follows the story of Katie Grant and her ex-boyfriend Ezra on the day that their planet is attacked, and they must escape on a spaceship, and they are basically caught up in a corporate war on this kind of ice-covered speck at the edge of the universe that nobody really knows about or cares about, and it's the story basically of how they survive, and it's just so action-packed and fast-paced. And I actually really recommend, if you can, to read both like the audiobook and have the physical book to read along with. I think just the audiobook can kind of, you can miss out on a lot, especially because it is so visual with the way that it's formatted. But Illumine is just one of the most like engrossing and immersive books that I've ever read, and I think it's really cool, especially if you love action adventure. It will keep you on the edge of your seat, your heart will be pounding. It's just so much fun, and so that is why I have picked it. And that is it. This is just a fun little video to celebrate Jin's birthday, BookTube Army, and yeah, I just had a lot of fun doing it. Just full army, full fangirl, living life, loving it. And if you are army, please let me know down below who your bias is, and if you would pick any of these books for any of the members. Please check out everyone else's videos. Once they are up, I will try and link all of them down below, but if you're watching this video at first, they might not be up, because I need to have time to go through and find everyone's videos. So with that being said, have some fun, read some books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.